Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom Marshall. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. When the perfect job lands on your lap with the perfect living conditions, with the perfect family, the perfect wife, husband, in the big, beautiful house, seems too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, we're about to find out because we are going to look at The Housemaid, which came out in England last week, and I saw the film and it was very, very good. So let's get into it. Alright, so The Housemaid centres around Millie, which is Sydney Sweeney's character, who is homeless, who is going from job to job, and you find out that she's actually on parole for murder. She has been in jail for 10 years and has been essentially been let out on good behaviour, and originally supposed to be doing 15 years. And so here she is out in the real world trying to get by and trying to sort of adhere to her early release conditions. And so she suddenly gets an opportunity to become a housemaid for this wealthy family, the Winchesters. She gives her resume to the family. She's interviewed by the wife, Nina Winchester, and she is too good to be true. Everything seems perfect on the surface, like this family, wealthy businessman Andrew, who is part of a tech company and has made a lot of money and is living this ideal lifestyle with the perfect wife. And he is also very much like husband of the year material. He dotes on her very well. He is very caring and thoughtful person. And so Millie is interviewing with this family, and you know, also she seems perfect as well. Like great credentials, she has great qualifications, she's well mannered, and she on the surface also seems perfect. And it seems like a marriage made in heaven for the couple and Millie to come in and sort of help out in the house as things are happening behind the scenes between Nina and Andrew. So they need the extra help. So in comes Millie. And at first, when she's first initially hired, it seems perfect. Nothing could be possibly going wrong, or there's no weird shit going on in the background. It's all sunshine and roses. Nina basically gives her a phone which has the family credit card, the numbers that she needs to call, and all the various different information that she needs, because Nina also has a daughter, so it has all the stuff programmed in. So, her dance, school, pick up, drop off, all that sort of stuff is all on this phone. She's also given adequate accommodation as well. So she goes up into the room and it's literally just a bed, a fridge, and one way in, one way out, and that's it. It's just a small sort of live-in accommodation that she has, and is welcomed in open arms by the Winchesters. Um, in the house itself, there's other help as well. You have a gardener, you have a maintenance guy, and all that sort of stuff. So it's a whole thing. It all seems really idyllic and the perfect situation that you could possibly think of. Or is it? After day one, things suddenly turn awry. Things aren't quite as they seem in the Winchester household. The wife starts suddenly becoming a little bit erratic when it comes to her thoughts and the way she says things and her attitude. All seems a little bit uneven with this character here, with Nina, played by Amanda Seyfried. Andrew is played by somebody I've never really heard of until now, called Brendan Scanlon, and he is very understanding when it comes to his wife as well. So he is like husband of the year, really well, sort of mannered, provides for his wife. It's all on the surface. Really great, perfect. And then after day one, chaos ensues. So this film is actually really, really great. Definitely a psychological thriller, and it leaves little breadcrumbs as the film goes on, which really not smart enough to figure out myself. But I think, there's a point where Amanda Seyfried's character Nina asks Millie to book her and her husband Andrew a trip to New York with a hotel, a theatre show, and all that sort of stuff. Then the next day, literally, when Millie says, "Oh yeah, I've booked all this, this outing out for you. Here you go, all sorted, all fine." And then Nina's like, "I didn't tell you to do that. Did you just waste thousands of dollars on this lavish outing that you have planned for us? There's something that I didn't ask for you to do." And there's a lot of that goes on, which is really sort of great writing. And I believe Frida McFadden, the initial author of the book, was also responsible for writing the script as well. So when the author comes back to write the script as well, is really sort of good. A lot of the times they tend to exclude the author. So, obviously it's the main source material for the film. So you want to have the original writer on board, knows these characters inside and out. And so you really felt that when you watched the film. Each character was really sort of well thought out and well planned and had great story arcs along with it, which is really great. That's another great thing about this film. Everything is very thoroughly drawn out. You can tell because it's set in three different types of storylines. So you have Millie's initially is the main story, the main person that you focus on. Then you have Nina's storyline, and then also you have Andrew's. But Andrew's is kind of like all throughout the film, if you know what I mean. Like he's present everywhere in each of these different storylines, which kind of gives you a little hint of like what's going on. It is really eerie at times, and Amanda Seyfried, I think, is possibly the standout in this. She plays absolute mentally crazy housewife very, very well, and she flips it on a dime very quickly and does that very, very well. And like I said, Brandon, he is very, very good as well. Like I've never really seen him in anything aside from this, and he really does have good acting chops, especially when it comes to like the third sort of act, final third of the film. He really sort of again switches quite rapidly. But I won't say anymore. I won't say anymore. It's one of those films where you have to really sort of like pay attention to like every sort of detail that is going on. Lose concentration on it, you might actually sort of not figure out what's going on in the next scene because it's all connected. Everything that Nina is doing throughout the whole film is for a reason. She's not doing anything that isn't spontaneous, or she's not doing it. It's all by design, and it is really, really, really great how she does this. The one gripe I would say about this film is that it is probably a little bit long. I did find myself clock watching every now and then, and just sitting there being like, "Come on, come on, come on." There are some scenes that I just felt just dragged on a little bit, and just the parts that just didn't need to be there. I did feel that actually Sydney Sweeney, when she was acting alone and when she was not without any other actors around her, that's when her acting started to waver a little bit. It was when she was actually opposite somebody, I think, elevated her performance a lot more. Don't get me wrong, she's a good actress, but I do feel there's some room for improvement and in those particular scenes, she did a great job. But I do think it's Amanda Seyfried and Brendan Skylar. However you pronounce your name, apologies. Those two really did a lot of the emotional lifting of the film. So yeah, I mean, very good all round, and that house looks amazing. Uh, I wish I could live in an ideal house like that, but you know, we could dream. We could dream. I tell you what was really quite fascinating was that whole world of the upper class is fascinating. The way the other wives interacted with each other, the way that they gossiped and talked behind her, behind Nina's back, essentially, was really quite creepy and quite sort of distasteful. I felt. I very much consider myself probably sort of low, lower class, maybe middle class, possibly, if you were to label it in any way. But these people are completely different league, different world. It was fascinating to see that whole thing. Also, like the scenes that Andrew and his mother and the relationship he has with her as well. It really all sort of ties together. They depict this world very well. So yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot wrong with this film, aside from it being probably a bit too long and a few scenes that didn't really need to be there in the first place. And yeah, it was really good. I definitely recommend it for sure. Definitely go and see it in the cinema. I must admit, I did feel a little bit self-conscious when I was in the cinema, being probably one of only a smattering of guys that went to go and see this film. It's definitely a chick flick for sure. There's definitely more targeted more towards more women, I would say. So it's definitely a good date movie for sure. It was a film that I wanted to go and see and wanted to review for the channel. So yeah, it was really good, and yeah, go see it if you can in the cinema. So yeah, very very good, creepy, very eerie at times, and Amanda Seyfried really good. And also, if you want to see her really portray a great character, she was really good as a psychologist in The Crowded Room, the Apple TV show with Tom Holland. Their back and forth was really great as well. So she's definitely got the acting chops for sure. She's great. So yeah, Housemaid. What do you think of it? Let me know what you think in the comments and chat. And I shall see you in the new year, 2026. What will it bring? Who knows? But thank you very much for your support, and hopefully next year will be our year. See you in the new year.